What you'll see on the second viewing, there were so many things we built in, precisely for second viewing.
I have to say.
It makes sense why he was fighting. Oh, yeah, I need tight, whatever it is over there, tight 3-shot, basically. Tight as you can get, and this is all 2 shots. Okay, ready? Guys, I'm having a little trouble trying to explain to people on the phone what I have seen. This is not a movie that you can summarize in a sentence, is it?
Isn't that a good thing?
It is a good thing.
I mean, I think there's, you know, we all, as an audience and the critical community, kind of clamors for, you know, films that aren't so formulaic, that aren't so predictable, and I feel like, you know, that was one of the really exciting things about this to me, is even when we were trying to make it, people say what's it about, and you can't. You really need to take it in and maybe see it again.
But it's a problem for the marketing people when you see the commercials.
Yes, it is.
It just looks like, you know, you guys are fighting and I'm going to see Rocky again, and that's really not what this is.
No, not
that's
at all.
This much of the movie.
I'm glad you're saying that.
We hit on so many issues. Yeah, it's tough to put a label on it, because I have never seen anything quite like it. To everyone's credit, but especially Fincher's and Chuck's voice.
It's an unusual. It's very, very thick with ideas. Almost.
It's a philosophy class or something.
I
this movie
think so,
you don't watch,
philosophy,
and then you
theology.
find yourself talking. You know,
it is. As we were in the beginning when we all sat down. I said, Fincher and Brad, I said, you know,
endless discussion.
This is a zeitgeist film. It's a film that if we get it, if we catch the spirit of this book in this film, we'll have really kind of held a mirror up to the culture at a certain time, I think.
Is it fair to say, because the book was like this, and I think I've seen some commentaries in the book that said that basically men are out of style in the 20th century. This century is more suitable for women.
Well, I don't know. I think that's a little bit reductive in the sense that I don't think it's a proclamation like that, but I think it's an examination of why men feel.
But there are a lot of frustrated men.
Yes,
around.
Sure.
Yes.
It is true. It is true. We are in PC times where you don't yell, you don't fight, and yes, this possibly is the more evolved place, but you have to experience the other to get there, and that you can't just skip that step and go straight to, well, I don't fight, I don't argue.
All right, I'm 46. We definitely had fights in the schoolyard when I was coming up. You guys are a little younger. Did you have people?
And would you say they were innocuous at this point? I mean, this is before people whipping out guns, but
right.
Would you say, for me, it was innocuous? I mean, it's just part of the rite of passage in a sense.
But I think we're in a whole generation of young boys now that have never had a fight in a schoolyard.
Well, this is what where the book springboards from, saying that we are all spectators. We don't participate anymore. We sit behind our TV screens and our leather sofas and don't get in there. And the expression of the book that I was really drawn to was not about getting out in aggression, was not about pounding the other guy. It was more about just getting in the machine and receiving.
Is your character insane? Is that fair to ask? Without giving anything away?
Yes, I think that's fair to ask. I think it is a. I do think, you know, the movie. This doesn't give anything. The movie starts in my character's brain, literally inside his brain, and rises.
I thought you were pretty wacky myself.
Rises out from that shine into his brain, and I've always thought that on a certain level, the movie is metaphoric. It's a study on a person going a little bit insane to going insane to save himself in a way.
Bradley, you look always insane.
Well, we were talking about
you had a wild eye.
We were talking about how just earlier how, you know, when anytime you question established idea and you try to take that in a different direction, you're always going to overcompensate until you find that middle ground, and that's kind of.
And I think it's a story about how a character, in a desperate effort to sort of make himself start to feel something through a part of himself, goes way too far and then has to pull himself back, you know. And I think it's important to draw a distinction between what the film says and what one of the characters says, because a character is advocating something that the film doesn't necessarily go all the way out
but
there.
But definitely prepare yourself, if you're a viewer, a fan of you two guys in the movies, for an unusual kind of ride.
It's a monster.
Yeah, I think
it's a bombardment of information. I've never seen anything like it.
It's unlike anything I've seen in a long time, and I think we all feel very happy about it as a very unique and challenging film.
It was quite the trip.
Excellent.
Nice seeing you guys. Thank you a lot.
All right.
Good work.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we're still talking about today. All of us are